on our honeymoon, I had my very first panic attack on the plane. I was scared of my surroundings, scared of the airplane, for no reason. And it was started on the honeymoon, really lasted through that first year of marriage. As we had kids, it impacted the way I parented. We couldn't do things that, normal families could do. Going on vacations, it was difficult for my husband to go away and leave us home by ourselves because I was just afraid all the time, afraid of things that just didn't make sense. And so I suffered silently for a really long time, and it made me sick. It made me physically ill, but it was something I just kind of suffered with alone. I didn't feel like I could tell people the depths of really what I was going through, because Christians aren't supposed to be afraid. I knew God could heal me, but I really wrestled with why is this taking so long? I had just decided that I couldn't deal with the intrusive thoughts anymore. And I just decided it was kind of the end. And I had made a decision that day that this was just going to be the end. A song came on that I had never heard before and I've never heard since, and really spoke to exactly what I was feeling, exactly what I was thinking at that moment, and really let me know that my life was valuable and that there is hope. And I decided, okay, God's talking to me. This is not the plan that He has for my life. And it was still another 10, 12 years of dealing with the fear, dealing with anxiety. And I really felt the Lord tell me, Shauna, it's time. It's time. You're gonna start to feel your healing. And so as I was really pressing into that, I started noticing that some of the things that used to be triggers weren't triggers for me anymore. And I kind of started to be able to do things that weren't something I could do in years past. And the one thing I didn't think I was ever going to be able to overcome was flying in an airplane. And so last November, I purchased a plane ticket and was trusting that God was going to take care of it. He told me that I needed to fast for 3 days and then end my fast with communion. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I fasted. Drove to the airport, went to the airport bathroom and took communion, and got on that plane, and I had no fear, not even an ounce of worry, no anxiety. It was great. I enjoyed the plane with my husband. We got to go to Florida and see my son, and this is just something that I didn't think that I was really ever going to be able to do. More than that, I wanted this for my children. And on top of that, I wanted to be able to tell my students in spin that God can do this. God can heal. There's hope on the other side of our pain. There's hope on the other side of our illness, and that we don't have to live in this. This is not what God wants for us. So when I posted the picture on Instagram of me on the airplane, I got so many messages from my students, you did it, you did it. And I just looking back on it, I know that what was really meant for a bad thing for my life was really a testimony for my children and a testimony for my students. I get to stand before my students and tell them that you don't have to live in fear. You don't have to live in anxiety. So if I had to go through it so that way I can help one other person, 2 other people to get through and get on the other side of this, it was worth it. And if God can do it for me, I know He can do it for you.